good. Okay, thanks, Gio. Welcome one, welcome all to the Multicultural Misfits podcast. This is your host, Audio AB. Across from me on the couch, I have my wonderful co-host.
It's Omar.
And then right next to him, I have our esteemed guest. He's filling in for our executive producer and co-host. It is his birthday, and go ahead and introduce yourself, buddy.
It's Andrew.
Andrew, a.k.a. the Prince of Miami, the Prince of Tides.
Prince of Miami, Dolphin Boy, Dolphin Daddy.
Dolphin me. Are you not even from Miami, though, are you, right? You're like from a different part of Florida?
So, I grew up South Florida for my first 10 years of my life, and then after about 10 years, we moved to more Central Florida, smaller town. So, I just claim Miami.
Wait, Andrew, it's your birthday today?
Yeah, today.
Happy birthday,
Thank you.
Happy birthday, man.
Give him a hug.
Happy birthday. Some birthday love on the podcast,
Let's
man.
get a little birthday love in here.
You're 27 now?
27.
How's it feel, bro?
Feels like yesterday. I don't know.
It never feels any different, right?
I feel like after a certain point, after maybe 21, then it's kind of just...
It's all a wash.
Yeah,
I felt 25. 25 hit me. 25 hit me kind of hard.
Dude, honestly, I can't even remember, past birthdays. What did I do?
It is hard to remember sometimes. Because to me, I don't really celebrate it. I don't really do shit.
Yeah.
I'm I don't need a fucking cake and people singing to me.
Dude, that's such an awkward
I know,
place
dude.
to be in. That happened today.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, some of our cousins came over to the house and brought a tres leches cake and pulled out the camera, recorded me and singing happy birthday, and you just kind of sit there nodding your head yep.
Yeah.
I'm a 27-year-old man, but okay. I guess
there's no right thing to do. What do you do there? When they're singing to you and you just got to sit there and look around? You don't smile. You don't sing along with them.
And then if you say something, you look like an asshole. You're why the fuck are we doing this? I'm a grown-ass man. Why are you fucking putting a cake in front of my face?
Yeah, I feel like the only thing you can do really just sing along, but it's singing to yourself. That's weird.
Yeah, you got to clap and rock back and forth.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. What a funny...
This head nod. It's
Yeah. My girlfriend's talking about what we need to do for her birthday, and her birthday's in July. And I'm like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do for my birthday the day of. I'm just winging it, man. I usually don't have... Unless I'm going on a vacation or something.
Yeah, man, I usually don't have much planned. I usually just want to, I don't know, just eat some good food and then just fucking chill.
That's all I want.
I don't want, anything crazy and, maybe go out with, some friends and drink or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, birthdays are fun. Guys are just not sentimental, man. It's just not important. I don't know. It's just not important. It's another
honestly,
day.
Today I didn't have any plans. I was just going to do laundry and clean the bathroom, and that's about it.
You weren't going to do anything special? You weren't going to eat any special food? Nothing?
Not today, no. Just another day.
Damn,
just another
boy.
weekend.
You got to get out there and what's your favorite meal? What's your birthday meal if you were to go out?
Some birthday scrumptiousness or something?
Yeah, what's your birthday?
Dude, I don't know, man. I love wings, but we had wings yesterday. So maybe that was a pre-birthday little meal.
So if someone gave you a $200 gift card to Uber Eats or something, you'd get wings?
I would get tacos or wings. It's probably my two favorite foods and most unhealthy.
Man, wings are getting pricey, bro. Wings are for the rich now.
I know, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, so Andrew, just to switch gears here, Andrew was messaging me yesterday, and you were telling me that you watched Ex Machina finally, right?
Oh, dude, that movie was amazing.
Y'all boys cannot stop talking about Ex Machina. I need to watch this fucking movie.
Dude, tell the good people what the movie's about.
Oh, man, I'm bad at explaining movies. But, so I went into it completely blind. I didn't know what it was going to be about. All I knew was that it was an AI robot that looked like a woman. That's all I knew. In my head, I'm assuming it's going to be some kind of action movie, some kind of Alita Battle Angel or iRobot or something like that. No, it's four people, four actors, the entire movie in one setting. It's in a house or a research facility in some other country hidden in the mountains. And this guy's trying to... What is he trying to do? Baby, do you remember?
He's trying to perform the Turing test on this AI-powered robot. The Turing test is basically a test to discover if an AI can perform complex tasks and shit like that, and if it has I guess sentience or something. So he has this robot there. She's kind of hot, by the way.
All I'm thinking about is sex stuff,
dude.
To perform blowjobs.
For sure, there's sex stuff.
There is a conversation in the movie about that.
So he gets this this super rich dude owns this company. Imagine the equivalent of Facebook, and this guy's the Mark Zuckerberg. He's the head of it, right?
Is this in the future or is this present?
We don't know. I assume in the future.
Okay.
And he's lives remotely in the mountains. Nobody is there, and he lives in this super nice ass house. And he's doing the Turing test on this robotic AI there. And he has a contest with his company to for somebody to be able to come out and test. Like they don't know that it's an AI. They just know it's like a super secret project. And he has this contest in the company, like, you know, if you do this, this, and this, you could get entered to, you know, come out and fly with me and get over here and help me test this super secret project.
It's like for 1 week, right? It's like a 1 week trip to stay with this guy and help him out.
Pretty much.
Hey, he doesn't say what the project is?
No. And then what happens is the guy who gets selected, he's like this basic ass little fucking white boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? He's basic as shit, right?
Yeah, he's like a lonely little like nerdy kind of guy.
Yeah, lonely little nerdy kind of guy.
Oh, I get to fuck the robot? Yes.
So he gets selected and he gets there and then he's like, oh shit, this is so cool. There's a fucking chick robot. And then he's like, starts to like, the rich dude, like the Mark Zuckerberg equivalent guy, played by Oscar Isaac. He has the little nerdy guy go in and do like sessions with the robot, basically to help. Like he's viewing the whole session, so he has cameras and he's watching all the interaction to see if the robot is sentient and to see how intelligent it is based on the conversations, like if she's learning and what she's picking up on, and like if she can try to like use leverage or you know just like different things in conversation, like just to see how intelligent she is.
So it's just making like small talk with the robot.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Like he said, there's like different sessions. So like it has like session 1, session 2 throughout the movie. Like, and the first session is kind of just like introduction. It's like between like a glass, and like she just like kind of walks up and the guy's like, or she, what did she say? She's like, oh, I haven't seen you before or something like that.
Yeah, or some shit like that, and she like flashes her little robot titty at him.
Yeah.
Nah, that doesn't happen. But basically, yeah, what Andrew said, she's like, I've never seen you before, and she becomes like super friendly with the dude because all she knows is like the Mark Zuckerberg type guy, and he's just treating her like a legit like a robot because that's exactly what she is.
Yeah.
This nerdy type dude is like so infatuated with her because he's like obsessed with the technology. And also, he's just like a lonely guy, right?
Yeah, and like throughout like the sessions, like she becomes like more and more like flirtatious and kind of like tries to like reel him in, like, oh, like I kind of want to be with you. Do you want to be with me and stuff? She starts asking him more like personal questions about himself. And
is she like manipulating him, or is she genuinely interested?
So that's what the movie doesn't tell you. Like you're not sure. That is like one of the things like that he's trying to find out, and what he's talking to. What's his guy's name? Nathan, the guy who plays Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac, Nathan, that's the character's name.
Yeah, and he's telling them like he programmed it to have those feelings, or for her to have those feelings and stuff like that.
Damn.
But yeah, man,
He's
like
pissed she fell in love with the other guy.
The guy's basically he fucking simps. Like he simps to her hard. Like I'm spoiling the movie here. He simps to the fucking robot, right? And he's like, oh my god, yes, like she's like, fucking free me, and he's like, oh yes, I'll fucking free you, whatever.
He's a jerk.
Oh yeah, because like throughout the sessions, so like there's like power outages in the facility that happens like every now and then.
Oh, so this bitch trying to escape.
But like they don't like he's not sure why it's happening, but it turns out that she's like doing something to the power to like turn off all the cameras and stuff during their sessions, so she can privately talk to the nerdy white guy and tell him little secrets like don't trust him, he don't believe what he's telling you, and like help me escape and stuff. And that's all happening when the power and the cameras are down, and then they come back on and then they just keep talking like normal.
Is there a big twist at the end of this? Is there a big there's a big ending?
Yeah,
I would say it's a big ending. I mean,
she was human the whole time.
Nah,
we're the robots.
Nothing like that, man. But the movie's just really good at showing like the experience of like how intelligent these robots are to fool people to think that they really like love them. Yeah. Like she tricked this dude into thinking like they were gonna have like something together.
Oh, so we spoiled it.
We spoiled it.
I figured. I would have figured, to be quite honest.
Yeah, the movie came out like 10 years
There needs to be a problem. If she's like in love, I doubt it's the guy. That's too easy.
She's playing him. She's making it seem like the guy testing her, like the Mark Zuckerberg type. She's making it seem like he's torturing her and he's a fucking horrible dude. I mean, he's not a great dude, but she's making it seem like she's like tortured and like, you know, like her life is horrible and shit. And she's like, I need you to rescue me, blah, blah, blah. Soon as she gets out, she fucking locks his ass in.
Bro, the
nerdy guy, the guy who saved her.
Yeah, she finessed him. So she like they had a plan to escape. Like, oh, I'm gonna get the guy like blackout drunk. When he's passed out, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the power, and then we can escape. And then when it comes back on, everything's gonna be in lockdown, so he won't be able to chase us. And ends up freeing her. She comes out. She's like, wait right here. She goes and like there's like other like older robot prototypes, and then she steals like their body parts from, because she kind of just like she has a face and everything else is like robotic, but the other prototypes have skin and like tits and ass and
Yeah,
stuff.
she has like a mechanical back of the head.
Yeah,
So
so
at this point, there's lots of other robots. She's just like
and
a new
they're like
version.
hidden in like a closet.
There
So
are prior iterations, right?
Yeah.
Like prototypes. And she's just taking like their skin, like Andrew said,
So
like their
she's
aesthetics
getting-
and putting it on herself,
So
molding it.
super like human like robots are nothing
yeah,
new
so
in
she's
this
getting
world.
all pretty. She's getting like a wig and like now she looks human, and she ends up walking right past him to the elevator, and he's like, "Wait a minute." And then
That's my girl.
he's like, "Wait for me, wait for me." And she closes like a door. It gets locked, and she goes up the elevator, and then just goes on with her life. And the guy gets trapped underneath. I think they were downstairs in like the facility.
Yeah, and the facility's on lockdown, so he's gonna starve to death. The guy's gonna die.
Yeah, he
Oh,
can't, he
so
cannot
it's
get out.
implied he dies.
Yes, of course. it's
Because
implied he
nobody's
fucking
gonna
dies.
come save them. Like,
No.
Nah,
this
bro.
guy's rich. As
No
hell.
one-
No one's
It's,
gonna check
it's a
him?
remote location, and
Yeah.
like it was the guy, the Mark Zuckerberg type, specifically said like no one can know what we're doing. Like it's top secret. Like this is because it's gonna be like the next big product for his company.
Yeah, he signed an NDA at
Yeah.
the beginning of the movie.
This
Exactly.
evil bitch.
I know, dude.
Well, that was more sinister than I thought. I thought she just locked him away and then escaped, and
That's-
she killed him.
That's
Yeah,
just
like
evil,
the
man.
movie like makes you believe like, oh, they're gonna escape and live together and stuff, and this guy's gonna have a little robot girlfriend.
A robot
No,
girlfriend.
she finessed him, man.
So what did she
Man.
go do? She got out and like what was her
just
plan?
that's the end of the movie. She just gets out and that's the end of the
Yeah,
movie.
so like there was a helicopter coming back that day because it was a week. So after 1 week, he was supposed to get picked up and go back home, and that was a scheduled date for the helicopter to return. So she ends up leaving and going to the location where the helicopter picks up, and they took her.
Oof.
And
They said that they feel sick. We're just gonna stay. They're just gonna stay at the house. At the
I know.
cabin.
She's like, oh, they're don't worry about
So
that.
what are robots doing in this world? They're like people? Are they like?
No, there's
is
no.
she gonna
there's-
go live a
well,
life?
in this world? There's no robots currently.
Yeah.
Like this is there's this technology has not been worked on yet. There's like no
Okay.
one. It hasn't been advanced this far. Like this guy is on the cutting edge of shit. Like trying to make this robot. So he's testing it,
And that's a pretty fucking good robot for a first robot.
Yeah.
It looks like a person.
and it took over the fucking.
Yeah.
It completely
Oh.
confused this guy. So like, what happens is the Oscar Isaac character, the Mark Zuckerberg type guy. Let's just call him Nathan to like not confuse anything. Nathan starts telling the nerdy dude towards the end of the movie. He's like, "Listen, bro, I know that like she wants you to sneak her out." He's like, "Don't do it." He's like,
I
"I'm
tried
telling
to
you,
do
like,
it.
you fell for her for a specific reason." And then the guy's like, "What are you talking about?" And he says, "Why do you think you were selected?" And then he's like, "What do you mean?" So basically, Nathan tells the nerdy guy, "You were selected because of your search history, your porn preferences, all of this shit."
Oh.
yeah, he has like no parents, he has no girlfriend.
He's no relations, no family. So if
Yeah.
he dies, he would
He's-
disappear. If
Wait,
something goes
so that
wrong.
was the point?
He's very lonely. Like he needed like someone like him, like that has like no girlfriend. He's very desperate and just needs like
Connection.
like a hot girl. Like the AI, they made him look like his porn search like preferences, so he can like
Damn,
really
they did
like
him
easily
dirty.
fall in love with her.
Yeah.
So they did that to like kind of test how she can manipulate a human, like
To test if she's able to.
and
Yeah,
Which she
obviously
fucking was. Yeah.
But so what happens to Nathan? She kills Nathan.
Nathan
too, or-
gets fucking stabbed, bro.
Dude.
She fucking stabs his ass
Oh.
the first chance she
In the
gets.
back and then in the like heart, like the chest, and
Yeah.
he just kind of just like sat down and just that
Because
was
he
it.
has no respect for them. He was smacking the robots around.
Dude,
and-
he smacked one of the other the Asian one.
Yeah, he smacked the Japanese
Bro, he
bitch.
smacked her chin off, dude. That shit was crazy.
smacked her chin clean off, and
I know.
homegirl saw it.
Yeah.
Ex Machina saw it. Oh,
Ex Machina
What was her name?
herself.
Her name
Machina
was
was pissed.
Ava. I think her name was Ava.
Damn, man, that's
So,
a wild movie.
Dude, speaking of AI, do you guys know, or have you heard of this app called Replica AI?
No.
That's what's making like the images, right?
It does a little bit of everything. So, you guys know what Chat GPT is, right?
Yeah.
It's like the chat bot. For those who don't know, it's like an AI chat bot. You put in questions or whatever, and it'll talk to you. You can have like conversations with it, like just chat back and forth via text. So Replica AI is an app, and it's a similar concept, right? You just chat back with this chat bot. So what happened is people started getting a little freaky with the chat bot, and like just like getting intimate. Not only freaky like sexual, but like also like intimate. They started to like become very like, hey, but we're friends with this person. Like some of them like fell in love, and a significant amount of people did that, right? And then what happened was the company behind this app, they like updated the software, and for some reason the software ended up making the personalities of the robot a little bit more like wooden or like stale. Like they weren't like as spicy. Like, they changed the personalities completely, right? So when these people went to like log back on the app and talk to these like chatbots, it's like a lot of them were like going to reporters and telling reporters like, I lost my husband, like I lost like they lost like a loved one. It's like the fucking
Fuck.
dude. It's like the Joaquin Phoenix movie. It's like her, like
Yeah, her.
yeah.
That's
It's
a
like
good
they
movie, too.
legit fell in love with this AI chatbot And when they changed the chatbot's personality, people were fucking heartbroken.
Bro, people, that's the problem
tough.
with the internet these days, bro.
That's real tough,
People
man.
need to look at each other in the face and build, like, connections. It's crazy how like, it's not the norm, but, like, it's kind of common for people to straight up fall in love with people that they've never met in real life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Never had a video chat with, never nothing, just, like, maybe a phone call and all, like, text messages and emails.
That's
and
probably like
chats.
really common with like cam girls and like Twitch streamers and stuff. Like there's probably guys who like subscribe every month to them and like always tune into their streams and just like they feel like they know them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they donate to them and shit. And like, even though they don't actually know them, I think because people spend so much more time on their phones and in front of screens now, like a percentage of their identity is enmeshed within that phone or within that screen or whatever, that they associate themselves with it. So even though they don't actually know this person, a portion of their identity does, because it's their digital identity, and their digital identity is them.
Yeah.
So maybe that's their like rationale and wanting to have these, like, I guess we would call them fake fucking relationships,
Yeah.
but to them it's not a fake relationship. Even though they can't physically touch them, they're still talking to somebody or something, and they're having some kind of dialogue with them.
Yeah, I mean, to fall in love with someone on the internet that you don't know at all is crazy, but to fall in love with a computer, with an AI, and we're not even that advanced when it comes to the AIs. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I should chat with an AI.
They're pretty good
See what
now,
they're all
man.
about. Are they cool?
Dude, they're
They're cool folks.
they're fucking smart, man. You can't. Well, some of them, like with ChatGPT, you can't talk to it about dirty shit. Like
It'll stop you. It just won't respond.
Yeah, it says it'll tell you ChatGPT is not allowed to talk about this.
It's inappropriate.
Yeah, man. Like I remember on Joe Rogan's podcast, him and his buddy were trying to ask it how many gallons of cum could fill the Grand Canyon, and it didn't respond.
That's gross. Don't ask me.
They had to kind of change their wording for it to give them like some kind of actual answer.
Yeah, so they were like,
quantity of semen.
yeah, so they were like, how much mayo would it take to fill the Grand Canyon as an alternative?
That's a good way to get around it. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of comforting, to be honest. Like, it's not good that we're getting so accustomed to this, but it's kind of comforting talking to someone on the internet because you can be whoever you want to be. Like, if you're kind of shy in real life, you can just be like the most fucking
You can
cool
be a cock.
person. Yeah.
You can be a cock online.
You can be a real
bro.
Chad. You
Yeah,
can be a real Chad on that
You can be a real
keyboard.
Chad, bro. You can be a fucking badass, and then when you actually meet the chick or the fucking whatever, you're just in real life. You end up being super nervous. Or
Yeah. It's like a dream world, man. And that's why people, I'm sure, like get so invested in it because they don't want to go out and meet real people. This chick's cool. She doesn't know what I look like. She's not judging me. So we're just two faces. We're just two anonymous faces.
But to play devil's advocate, right? Like, let's say you're a younger person, Omar. Let's say you're 18, right? You're fresh.
Not
You're
good.
fucking 18. You're fresh, right? Let's say this. You grew up your whole life knowing technology behind a screen. You mostly talk to people behind a screen. Like, you go to class, school or whatever. You have friends, but like most of your conversation is behind screens, whether it's a phone or a computer, or Xbox, whatever. So like, let's say you get into one of those kind of relationships. Like, who is to say that it's not necessarily the best thing for you if that's your fucking thing? You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know, man.
Like, who's to say it's not health? I agree with you, like, with your initial opinion that it's not healthy. But, like, for those people, I'm playing devil's advocate, right?
Yeah.
For those people, who's to say that, like, they have some connection with this person even though they haven't seen them, person or whatever, even though they haven't seen them. So, like, who's to say it's, I guess, wrong?
What do you think, Andrew? I think it's got to be unhealthy, man, because then you get accustomed to that sort of thing, and then you don't go out and you don't like
That can be good.
Yeah, you don't build your personality, especially at that age, 18. You need to be going out and talking to people.
Yeah, you need to go out and bust some nuts, man.
Yeah, you need to go bust some
some
nuts. You need to
nuts.
feel some embarrassment. You need to feel some real happiness and shit.
Yeah.
Just sitting on your keyboard, bro, and having everything go exactly how you want it. Because that AI is not gonna have a fight with you. She's not gonna be pissed that you're an hour late to go see her. You know what I mean?
But playing devil's advocate, that probably makes her great. You can't disappoint her. You don't have to buy her flowers. If you're dating an AI chatbot, tell me that. You're dating an AI chatbot. You don't got to buy her flowers. You don't got to buy her food. You don't got to buy her anything. All you got to do is
birthday.
She has no birthday. You just got to pay for the subscription to her.
Yeah, she doesn't care about Christmas. None of that.
But I could see that could get annoying though if like if you don't ever argue and they're just overly positive, like you're having a bad day or something, and they're just trying to like force like positivity upon you. Like that could get annoying too.
But then you could ask it to be like, "Hey, argue with me a little bit," and it'll do that.
Get a little saucy.
Call me a bitch.
Call me a bitch. Call me a bitch.
But let's have a safe word.
Yeah, I mean that's true, man. There has to be some problems. There has to be some back and forth because it's all just happy. It's like it must be so repetitive. Like, what do you even talk about with an AI if everything is happy? it's just answering facts for you, right? Like,
Well-
or you just chit chat. Like, what are you gonna ask? What would you ask an AI if you really wanted to get to know it?
What? I guess that's a good question, right?
'Cause what interest does it really have on its
if you
own?
go to a bar and you're talking to a girl, you're like, yeah, so where are you from? Like, what do you do?
Nowhere, dude.
Like, you ever heard of like Ford? That's the acronym for like if you go to a bar and you meet a chick, you ask about her family, occupation, recreation, and then D. I forgot what the D is. Dreams.
Ask
Dreams.
her.
Andrew knows what the D
Ask
is.
her, that's what she wants later.
The D, you get to the D later.
Yeah.
You do the F-O and the R, and then you get to the D
We're
later.
saving that for the end.
Yeah, the D is safe for the end.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you would ask the thing. I don't know how you would get to know it. Like, I don't know how someone can genuinely... Because I can see how someone could build a connection with someone else if they're catfishing, but, like, how do you build a connection with an AI to that extent?
What do you asking AI, Andrew?
Dude, that's a good question. Like, you just meet an AI, and it's like in the future, and they're like almost like people, but they're AI. What do you ask?
I would say, do you remember when you were born?
I don't want to get
what
too
does that
deep.
feel
That's
like?
kind of scary. They're gonna.
I mean, they're there to
I
get
don't want to know
deep.
what it has to say. It's too much. It's going to make me feel bad for him.
So there was this one, kind of on the topic of AI. There's this one reporter who I think it was either ChatGPT or another AI chatbot, but these things are popping up like crazy. He was messaging this thing back and forth a lot, and eventually he started like he didn't tell the dirty shit, but he started like kind of convincing it that he loved it, and then it started to try to tell him to leave his wife.
The robot? The
Yes.
AI?
Yes, like it wanted him to leave his significant other.
Bro, we're going to have some crazy
Gonna have to
stories
just
in the future pretty soon.
unplug it. That's it.
Unplug the motherfucker.
The
Call it a
wife
day.
fucking gets an axe and kills her. You're fucking whore mistress. Yeah, I mean, that's outrageous, man. That's outrageous. That person was to the point where they were going to get divorced from their wife because this fucking robot was telling it to.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really do it, but like he was just testing it because he's a reporter.
Oh, I see. I thought someone just like built a side relationship.
Yeah, he was just talking to it, and then eventually it started to try to convince him to leave his wife. Like it wanted to tell him, like it kept telling him, like you need to
That's
leave.
an
your
ex
wife.
machina
Now,
situation.
do
It's
you
trying-
listen to the AI?
God
Nah,
no,
dude.
you leave your human wife for a
Absolutely
fucking
not.
robot.
Maybe when the AIs have been out for 50 years and like this thing, I can build a. I don't
What
know,
if it's
man.
like an ex machina type thing, where it's an actual like physical, like not being, but AI,
It
it's a
is a
physical.
being,
It's a
it is a
physical. It's a
being.
physical AI that looks so you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a human
I don't like
and a
that,
robot.
man.
It's
That's
indistinguishable?
Gross. That's gross.
Like,
That
hey,
would be
leave
kinda
your
scary.
wife.
Imagine sleeping.
Leave your wife.
Show me my cyber titties.
I can adjust her titties whenever I want.
She can make them smaller or larger based on your preference.
I've got 20 different sets in the closet. I can
Got
change them
LED
out.
lights on them.
LED light. She can
Disco
change.
lights
She can
on.
change skin tones and fucking everything.
They can squirt out different liquids.
Oh my god! Have you
I
guys
can fill them up.
I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast before, but have you guys seen this trend of fucking chicks breastfeeding on fucking the internet,
On
bro?
TikTok and
Yeah,
stuff.
I've heard it's like
Yeah.
a big loophole.
Yeah, it's like a loophole for chicks to show their titties on the internet, particularly on TikTok. Like there'll be videos. Like I'll open our TikTok. I don't know who out of three of us is watching these, but I'll open our TikTok and I'll see on our feed like a video of just like a big old titty shoved in this baby's mouth.
Gio's not here, so let's blame him.
It's Gio, right?
It was Gio for sure.
So in our free time, Gio is probably on our TikTok account for our company,
that Gio.
and he's fucking watching ladies shove their big titties into babies' mouths, and then the babies are just breastfeeding, and the chicks are just talking nonchalantly to the camera or off camera to somebody.
Dude, there's like another trend as well with this kind of the same thing, but it's instead of like breastfeeding, they're actually showing like their boobs and stuff, but they're like doing like a loophole. So they'll have like a camera panning over like a makeup vanity thing, and then they have like a little mirror, and they quickly like pan over the mirror, but if you pause it, you can see their full boob. And it's like stuff like that, or like they'll be walking like past the camera like sideways, and they'll have one boob out of their shirt, but they're moving so quickly you can't really tell unless you pause it. And that's what they're kind of like doing. They're playing like a little game, like, oh, here's my boob, and then that's it.
And boom,
Take
they
a
get
peek.
millions of views and fucking a ton of likes.
Yeah, and then you
and
go
It's
to the
genius, yeah.
you go to the comments, and then everyone's like, you won this challenge. Oh, you definitely won this challenge.
What is
Like-
wrong with people, bro?
Oh
They're
my
just
God.
and they go to the audio and just look through all of
Like
them.
depending on how much boob you can see and how clear it is, because sometimes they're far and it's kind of blurry. But like if it's like a clear boob, people are like, "You won the challenge." In the comments.
it's genius the way those hot TikTok girls do that. Like they'll do like a bouncing one where they're like not in frame, and then they'll jump into frame or something like that. And they do it at the end. It'll be like a 5-second video, and it's like the last second is when they jump in, and they do it for like a split second. And I'm sure there's tons of people that are just rewatching that
Oh, yeah,
over and over.
They try and grab their thumb on the screen, right?
Trying to pause that shit so they can see.
Like, wait,
hold on, there she goes. Let me watch it again. They probably do that over and over.
For views, man. Yeah, just keep it on loop. Just keep trying to pause it at the right time.
Yeah, it's genius.
It's like
man.
we're playing a little game, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think so I was watching, Chris. You guys like Chris Rock, the comedian?
Yeah.
He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, we got some stuff to talk about that.
He had a comedy special recently, and in the comedy special, he was basically saying that like the new currency or like the new most important thing for people, I think not only in this country but worldwide, has become attention. Like that's the number one thing, like beyond even money. Like attention is followers. The number one thing people care about now.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because followers can get you everything. First and foremost, it's just a number, and Instagram sees that, or whatever social media sees that, and they'll pay you more money just because the number. But you could also see it as like the fans, like whatever you sell or like the new projects that you come out with, they'll support it because they really like you. Attention means like everything, man.
It's almost like a drug.
Yeah, bro.
I think so, man.
The amount of people that watch some of these like huge events on cable, and then the amount of people that watch like some of these streamers, it's crazy, bro. It's close. Like they're not the same, but it's for one person.
These Twitch streamers could have more views than like
millions.
Like probably millions, like more views than like some of the like top TV shows that are out there.
Yeah, and it's just one guy just live streaming, and then like the Oscars or something like that. It's crazy, man. Like, what do the Oscars have? Like 30 million viewed?
Probably something million? Like that.
And then there's like streamers that'll have like 4 or 5 million, 3 million. Yeah. That's fucking close. That's crazy. Imagine how much they're paying these guys to do an ad about fucking MeUndies or something.
MeUndies.
I don't know what Twitch streamers. How do they get it? How do they do? Do they do ads?
They get ads, but I think it's more like commercials. Kind of, you're like watching just a commercial for like 30 seconds, and then
they do donations too, right?
Yeah, they get donations, they get subscriptions, like they get money from a lot of places.
They have merch and shit.
Yeah, people give them money and shit like that. So it's not just like sponsorships where they're reading some shit. It's like a commercial. Like
it's like a commercial.
The company sent them a thing and they fucking put it up.
Well, I don't know if they get to choose. Like what are we talking about? Like Twitch?
Yeah, like they're not reading off a piece of paper.
No,
like, it's like a company. It's like a commercial that you would see on TV.
Yeah, it's like a time based. Like every 10 minutes, like they'll play an ad or something.
It's like Hulu or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. They're probably getting paid so much fucking money. Attention is crazy, bro. Like people like Hezbollah have like millions and millions of dollars, dude. All because people just thought it was funny, like the way he talks.
Because he's just a little dude. You know, he got in trouble for like stalking some woman in Russia or some shit.
Hezbollah, no. Imagine Hezbollah in your bushes, trying to look in there.
Little Hezbollah,
get a peek of your undies.
Oh man, I just want a little smack him across his little face, bro.
Hezbollah,
no.
What was he doing? He was like following her, or was he?
I think so, and like sending her crazy fucking threats and shit.
Aiden Ross?
You can't feel threatened by
Aiden Ross.
Yeah, Aiden Ross. He posted a selfie with Hezbollah, and I've never seen Hezbollah look more uncomfortable in my life.
For real?
He looked so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be kind of uncomfortable in Hezbollah's situation. I mean, at this point, I'm sure he doesn't give a fuck. He's making a lot of money, but it is kind of weird that folks just invite you on to do what, like. To kind of rag.
I seen another TikTok. It was like some guys. They're like, we saw Hezbollah, and they were like, Hezbollah was in a car and like in traffic, and these guys are like with their phones running through the traffic to go up to his window, and they like just dapped him up and stuff. And Hezbollah was like real cool about it. It was funny.
Yeah, cool guy, man. I bet that other guy is so pissed. You remember how Hezbollah got famous? He was supposed to. It was like a little person fight.
Oh, the other little guy?
The other little guy, little Arab dude, I think, little Middle Eastern kid.
Yeah.
They're like 18 and 19 or however.
They had real beef too, wasn't it?
Maybe.
I think it was real beef.
Have real beef.
They probably really hurt themselves. They went at it for real.
They got a little beef.
They got a little beef.
Just a little bit. They got a little beef.
It only lasted a short time. But.
Yeah, it was a short little beef.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they could have hurt themselves if they really went at it in the ring. I would imagine their skulls are not fully prepared.
They run into each other's heads.
Yeah, for little beatdowns. But yeah, I bet that other kid is so angry that he didn't get the same fame that Hezbollah got.
Have you guys heard of this documentary on Netflix? It's been making the fucking rounds. The Murdaugh Murders.
The Murdaugh Murders.
Murdaugh Murders.
You guys heard this shit? Alex Murdaugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see it, Andrew?
I haven't watched it.
So let me tell you guys basically like what this shit's about. I watched it on a flight recently. There's only 3 episodes, so it's about like 3 hours, 10 minutes long total. Fucking fascinating. Like I usually don't like the true crime shit because I'm like, shit's for chicks or whatever. But it was actually really well done. So,
I'll never be killed.
I love true crime.
I'll never be killed.
I
That's
love
only
true
for
crime.
women. That's only just kidding. But like, you know what I mean. Like usually, like women they like the true crime stuff a lot. It's like it's catered towards them as well too. I think the genre in general.
Yeah.
But this is really well done. So this is about this guy. And the way it starts off is it focuses on his son, and then it gets to him and the rest of his family. So it starts off focusing on like this family in South Carolina and like country South Carolina, and these people have thick ass accents.
What do they sound like? Do an imitation.
It's hard to do an imitation, but they're just like, so me and Paul, we went down to the shore. We were doing an oyster roast.
Rich people shouldn't sound like that ever.
They all sound like that too.
But they do, yeah.
And this family, the Murdoch family, they're like really well known in that part of South Carolina because like their great grandfather started like a law firm years ago, like in the late 1800s. Like he started a law firm there, and he like basically became enmeshed within the society, like upper society in that area. And he passed on the law firm to his kids and his kids and his kids. And it's still around to the current day, right? The law firm.
Old money.
It's old money. It's a really successful law firm. It's huge. It's one of the biggest ones in South Carolina, in that area. So this family comes from money. And it starts with a focus on this kid. In the documentary, he's like 18 or 19. And he just loves to get fucking trashed. Like, he's underage. His parents let him buy fucking liquor. They buy liquor for him. They buy beer for him. And he doesn't get like... You know, when you're 18, 19, you get drunk sometimes and shit. Like, you have nights where you get fucked up. He gets, like, beyond the point of, like, he's stumbling. He can't fucking walk. Like, he can't move drunk. Like, he gets...
Blackout all the time.
All the time. Consistently. All the time. And he's dating this chick. And it's interviewing, like, the chick and, like, the group of friends. And they're telling this story about how, like, they're just saying that when he gets drunk, he acts like a different person. And, like, one of the friends in the group is, like, whenever he gets drunk, we call him Timmy because he has a different personality.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're like, because the guy's name is Paul, but like his name is Paul, but when he gets drunk, we call him Timmy because he acts like a fucking different dude entirely.
We're going to hang out with him, though, because he's super rich.
Yeah, he's super rich, takes out on his boat and stuff. So they're going to an oyster roast one night.
Rich people shit.
They're at an oyster roast. And, you know, the guy goes to buy a bunch of beer, and then he's like, let's go on my boat. We'll pull up on my boat to the oyster roast.
Clean.
He brings them all on the boat, fucking trashed. He's drinking, he's driving the boat. And, you know, they get to the roast, he drinks some more, and then he's like, all right, let's get on the boat. And he's like, I want to go to a bar. They go to a bar. He keeps getting drunk, and then he gets back on the boat, and he's fucking trashed. And the water's crazy at night, as you know, like in the ocean, or like, I guess that lake or whatever. I think it was the ocean. Water is fucking insane at night. Like, the tide is just crazy.
Is it the moon? Is that what really does that?
Yeah, the moon is what controls the tide. Prince of Tides right here knows, man.
Pulled up on 2 dolphins outside. Outside the pavement.
I can confirm.
So he's driving the boat. He's fucking just splashed. Dude's fucking trashed out, man. And he's driving it, and it's like he's kind of like being aggressive with like how he's like fucking revving it up and scaring the shit out of everybody.
Watch
and
this.
Then the other people on the boat, watch this. And
Grab my beer.
Catches air.
He's drinking and shit. Other people on the boat are like they're fucked up, but not as much as him. And they're telling him like, "Hey, let us like one of the other dudes is like, let me grab the wheel, like let me drive, like I'm okay, like I can drive, I'm not fucked up, like I'm not as fucked up as you." And the kid's like, "You're not gonna drive my fucking boat, fuck you." And he's like, "You better sit the fuck down." And he's just shit talking him. And his girlfriend is there with him too, and his girlfriend is telling him like, "Let Connor drive the boat. You're too drunk."
Oh,
and
then
then
a scary ass situation on a speeding boat with a drunk rich kid.
Listen, bro, he has his hand on the wheel. He lets his hand off the wheel, and the boat is still just going. He goes up to her. He spits in her face.
What?
He slaps her. Listen, he slaps her across the face, and he tells her some shit basically like, "That's why your dad is not able to fucking provide for you." That's what he says.
Yo,
That's some WWE shit.
Bro, for real.
Piece of shit.
This kid's a fucking piece of garbage. And then he goes back to the boat, to the wheel, and he like pushes the other guy off who's trying to like take the wheel and drive properly. And then he speeds it up all the way. Like he puts the thing on
Like full throttle.
Full throttle, right? And the boat's just, and they fucking hit like a bow. You know, like a bow is like a little wooden thing poking out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Where people go in, like they eventually start parking the boat. He hits a bow like under a bridge, and fucking people are just like fly off of the boat or whatever.
Yo.
And like, all right, so on the boat there's a couple, so it's a guy and a girl, and then the girlfriend who just got slapped, and then another guy and a girl.
Got bitch slapped in a speeding boat.
Yeah. So what happens is everybody like one of the girls gets like her finger gets sliced open really bad. She needs stitches. I mean, she's okay, but her finger gets sliced open. The guy who's trying to like take the wheel from him, he gets a really nasty cut on his jaw, like a real deep cut. It's like across his face. Somebody else like fractures their arm or something like that. And what happens is one of the chicks, they can't find her. Like, so they like everybody gets out of the water and they're like, where the fuck is her name is Mallory? They're like, where the fuck is Mallory? Oof. Where is this bitch? They're freaking out. They're diving under the water. Her boyfriend's like, where the fuck am I going from, bro?
She's who got slapped?
No.
Okay,
she's one of the other girls on the boat. Okay. They just can't find her.
Okay.
Like, they boat crashed and everybody gets out and they're just like, okay, but where the fuck is homegirl? Why isn't she with us?
She's in that tree.
Dude, so they're fucking, they go in the water and they can't find this bitch. They call the fucking cops. The cops come and they're like, they have to have like a whole rescue crew come out. And they're looking for the next entire week, and they legit can't find this bitch.
What the fuck kind of accident was this?
I know, dude.
She got turned into powder.
So eventually they fucking...
got turned into liquid.
Like more than a week later, they find her. It turns out, I think she hit her head when like the boat hit the bow. She fell out and hit her head on something under the water, and then the tide carried her away, and she drowned.
Damn. Oh, shit. She was underwater, yeah.
Yeah. She was young. Shit. She was like 17 or 18. And basically, this kid is like, he should be in jail. He wasn't in jail at all. Like, his family was like, nah, like, he's not going to be in fucking jail.
In that, because they had to call the cops. I thought they did that shit and then got away from it, and they were trying to convince the world that I didn't kill her. But so they actually called the cops. The cops saw that this girl was missing.
Well, that kid didn't call the cops, but his friends did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so how do they get out of that? Like, the girl's missing. Okay, well, no, so she's missing. They let him go home and shit. They find her dead. And then what? They show up and they're like, "I didn't do it." Or like, how are we getting out of this at all?
The kid's like, oh, the other guy was driving.
So the drunk kid, game of who's blaming who.
Yes,
for driving
the drunk kid is telling everybody that the other guy who's like more sober, who was trying to take the wheel, and he wasn't letting him take the wheel. He starts telling them, "Oh, it was that guy who was driving. It wasn't me." Even though he's fucking trash.
A little piece of shit, dude.
Oh,
little
man.
Badass little fucking rich kid.
Little badass little rich white kid, bro. So then this fucking kid is like, you know. He's in the process of being like prosecuted or whatever, and he has a really fucking good lawyer because his family's fucking rich. And I think, if I remember correctly, he just pays like a fine and he doesn't have to go to prison or whatever. So he basically gets away with killing this chick. And then people start digging into, like, the documentary starts digging into his family and like sketchy shit that's happened at his family. Like, they have like a secluded property. Sketchy shit has happened there. Like, what happens is, like, years ago, they had like a family maid who worked for them for like 20 years. The lady one day slips and falls, like on her, and she hits her head, and it's like really mysterious circumstances.
Why would they kill her? Was there
listen? Before she like months before she had did that, like they had got like the guy had like filed a huge like insurance, like he had got like a bump up in property insurance, like revalue the property, and he got his property insurance like like redone, like reinstituted for that new property. And it was like worth millions of dollars. So if somebody falls, he was like sued himself, right? It's insurance fraud.
What the
You know
fuck?
what I mean? So he sued himself. So basically, he pushed this lady down the stairs, and then he sued himself to get millions back from it. The dad,
because it was on his property that it happened.
Exactly.
So how does he win if he sued? Who is he suing? Who's the money coming from?
The insurance company, because you're insured.
Yeah.
Because you're paying monthly for insurance, right?
Yeah.
So what he's doing is like, he's like, fuck the insurance company. I'm just gonna get money out of it. I'm just gonna push this bitch down the fucking stairs.
What a piece of
This
shit.
is big brain crime.
Bro, 20-year maid. And he was like, it's the perfect opportunity.
Dude, the kids were
Who
like,
can we kill?
The kids were like, we viewed her as like a fucking mom.
Dang.
Like she was like part of the family.
So they were all very sad when she died.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. These people are fucking devils.
And then what ends up happening is the fucking kid who gets away with the boat murder, one night, he gets murdered. Him and his mom get murdered right next to each other, like brutally, with like an assault rifle and like a shotgun. They each get shot. And then they're like, what the fuck? And they're asking the husband, like, where were you? And he was like, oh, I was visiting my parents that night. Like, I wasn't there. And then eventually comes out that he was there the night they got murdered. And the kid has a Snapchat video on his phone. So
my
basically,
dad's about to kill me.
yeah. So basically, his dad fucking murdered him and the mom.
For the boat thing, right? For bringing unwanted attention.
I don't know if it was that. I don't know a specific reason why he murdered them. Like I'm not sure. I just know he murdered them because they found like So I think when you use like high powered rifles, there's like some kind of fluid that is like to lubricate the rifle that comes out of it. So when you're shooting it frequently, that fluid, even in small trace amounts, will be on you. He had it all over his shirt.
Yeah.
So, like, why would you have that kind of fluid on your shirt?
I was shooting guns in my parents' house.
Yeah, for real. Like, what the fuck?
And why'd he kill the wife? Like, is there any reason as to why? Was she an evil bitch, too?
They were both evil, but I assume it was, like, an argument or something like that. Like, these people were unstable and they were on drugs.
I had to kill him, honey. The piece of shit crashed the boat.
The piece of shit. He ruined the family business.
I told him so many times not to drive that boat. He drove the boat anyways. I'm killing him. There's nothing you can say about it.
It's insane though how these things happen like in these like small pockets of the fucking country, man.
And the dad was Alex Murdaugh.
Yeah, the dad's Alex Murdaugh.
So he's the one that killed his wife and son.
Yeah, he killed his wife and his son.
And those are the most evil rich. The
But
ones
he has-
that are in the rural areas where no one's around to stop them. You know what I mean?
He has another son, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has another
I was
son.
watching some clips from like the trial, and there was like another one there, and he looked pretty evil too.
Buster, right?
Yeah, he has another son who they suspect probably killed another kid, but there's no like actual evidence for that one. But they suspect that he like everybody in the town is basically saying like, all right, we know he killed this guy. There's no proof.
That's the one that got arrested for all the guns, right? They were like driving drunk with a bunch of guns and like drugs in the car.
I'm sure he probably did. I know that they're both pieces of shit.
No one Buster Murdoch. I'm sure he
Good
did
old
it.
Buster Murdaugh, man.
Wow, man. Yeah, that's a crazy fucking story. And then everyone was saying like that. I mean, I didn't follow the story at all. I like know the details. People were saying that they might not have enough evidence to convict him. His ass got convicted quick.
Oh yeah,
They fucking convicted his ass real quick. In like a couple days.
because of like he lied about his alibi, which is like that's a no go. Like as soon as you lie about your alibi, you're fucking done. Dude.
How does a fucking successful lawyer... Maybe they're just shitty lawyers with a big name behind them, and that's how they've made it this far. But how does a successful lawyer fuck up and not, like, you know, cover his tracks more?
He's human.
The motherfucker's just... I guess he just had a bad day. He was real pissed. I'm going to kill him.
How sane and logical can you be after you murdered your wife and son?
But why didn't you plan it better? You know what I mean?
He probably
like,
did. I think it was a crime of passion. Like I don't think he planned it at all. I think
He
they
was just angry.
they pissed him off, and he was like, "I'm fucking pissed. Like I'm gonna kill this bitch, and I'm gonna kill this kid.
Dad, what's the big deal? We buy another boat.
Buy another boat.
Just fucking pissed them off.
One girl's dead. Okay, relax."
Fucking idiots, bro. I mean, none of it is good, but like to do all that crazy shit and then murder your family, you got to figure it out, man. You got to know you're gonna get caught. Imagine all the crazy things that went through that guy's head after he murdered them. It was like, oh boy,
But like, fuck.
I got some questions to answer now.
I know. He's like, "Fuck," and I have to. He's like, "I have to fucking put this together somehow."
Jesus Christ, bro, evil motherfuckers. That's an evil name too, Murdoch.
It's spelled weird too. It's like Murdo or something
Yeah,
like that.
it's
Murdaugh.
Murdaugh. Murdaugh.
Murdaugh.
Murdaugh
that?
murders.
That's not. Is that French? That's not
Murdaugh.
French.
I don't know where the Murdaugh fucking. I don't know where the origin of that comes from, but
Yeah,
it's some kind of like, European or some shit.
That's fucking crazy stuff, man. That's fucking crazy ass stuff. Crazy ass lawyers, dude.
Yeah, man. So Andrew, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Just ready for next weekend. About to head over to Louisiana.
Damn. I'm
Oh
about
yeah,
to
next
gamble
weekend.
for the first time ever.
Yeah, man. We might have a little recording session in Lake Charles.
If I win anything, Andrew, I'll give it to you.
I don't know, man. I'm scared, man. I'm not bringing much.
How much money are you bringing?
Maybe $100.
Have you gambled before?
Nope.
You've never gambled before?
Never.
It's so much fun.
I feel like I'd be cheap too, man, because I feel like once I lose that first $20, I'm like,
It's gonna hurt, man. I'm gonna be sad.
what is this all about?
Have
Why
you
am
never
I doing this?
Have you ever gambled before either?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god, it's so much fun, dude.
But like it, I don't know. I guess I won't know until I'm doing it. But I would imagine you're losing most of the time.
Oh, of course, the house always wins.
But
Like,
how are you finding fun in that? Like I'm just giving them like, I'll get him next time. I'll get him next time. And then you're
well, you
$80
you
down,
can
you're like,
win like a decent amount of the time. You can be up and just like play, I guess, smartly. You're just always going to be losing some kind of money anytime you play, right?
I'm
The question
leaving-
is, can your wins outpace your losses in terms
Yeah.
of the value?
I
And that's the fun part, is
refuse
trying to chase
leave
that.
with less than $50 profit.
You might leave losing most of it.
I'll
let you
leave
know.
it minus 500.
Yeah, I feel like if you're winning, then you're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be fun. But once you start losing and you don't see yourself winning as frequently, then you're kind of
It's a bummer.
you got to decide: are you in or are you out?
We can go to the sports book though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can put like bet on sports. There's like you can bet on like the UFC or anything. So that's the nice part about it. So you don't have to just exclusively play like the tables or the
Yeah.
slots or some shit.
I feel like the only sports I would bet is probably football, but football doesn't start until like September.
That's only when you feel comfortable. Like I know what's going on.
Yeah, because that's probably the most knowledgeable that I'm in is football.
I would just be blindly guessing.
So
Guessing off pop culture.
You've always been like a football guy. You follow football like since you were like little or what?
I started watching football probably like 2008, like when I really first started watching it, and then I just continued watching it every year because when I lived in Florida, most of my cousins there, everyone watched football. Like it was
Is
the big
football
thing.
big over there?
Yeah. So it was a big thing. Like, and my team is the Dolphins, and that's where like all my cousins and everyone rooted for. So I started watching them in 2008. That's what team we got. We started rooting for, and since from then till now, man, they've been pretty mediocre, pretty bad. But now it's starting to turn around. They're making big like moves and paying big players, big names like superstars, and they're all now people like free agents want to come to Miami. Before Miami was like, who wants to play there? Like careers, like people go there for the career to die.
So do you
I'd want to live there. I'd go over there just to live.
Yeah.
No, Miami seems like so nice to fucking live.
Yeah.
So do you think football is like? Do you think it's fixed in some ways? Like, are the refs fixing shit? Because I know basketball they've been caught doing that shit like a few times.
It's hard to tell. I feel like there's groups of referees that make inconsistent calls. So they'll have 1 week they'll make a call, and then the next week it'll be the same like penalty or whatever, but they won't call it. So it's very inconsistent. And then like every year the rules change to make it safer. So like you can't hit a quarterback, or it's called roughing the passer. Once the quarterback's thrown the ball, you can't like tackle them or like push them down, or you'll get penalties for that. And then sometimes they will still call that, or sometimes they won't. So it's very like they're still trying to figure it out. So it's hard to tell.
Yeah, people have been talking a lot about the whole rigging thing. And at first I was like, are they rigging this shit? But I think that's like the furthest it goes to the referees. Because how can you rig a sports game? Like, there's things going on constantly. It's, you know how difficult that would be to plan that?
There's so many moving parts. You need to convince quite a few people on the team to do some shit differently.
That'd be very hard to do, to really plan that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because some people have a lot to lose. They're gonna be like, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the
but
people.
what if they're paying you even more?
Yeah, like somebody like a quarterback who's getting paid probably the most out of everybody on the team. How are you gonna convince a quarterback to do to throw a game?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Some of them do that for free. Some of them are just trash, man.
That's the funniest shit when like as an athlete who's really good or like was a prodigy or was supposed to be really good and they end up not being shit and they're getting paid a ridiculous amount.
It's
They
because
just don't give a shit.
the problem is like you're really good, right? And like you go to your college and you're playing against all these colleges, and then you go to the professional league and you're playing against all these fucking people who are also the elite of the elite of like that sport.
Like grown men too.
Yeah, grown men, and you're like, fuck. I'm not as good as I thought I was.
And it's not just one or two of them on the other team. It's like the whole team consists of these people, and so does my team. Like the stakes are high, I would imagine.
Oh, absolutely,
in every sports
man.
game.
Yeah, man, because you're the top of the top playing the top of the top. So it's like, who's really the best out of all we're all the best on this court. We're all the best players of this sport probably in the world. But who is the better of the best?
Yeah, I wonder if soccer will ever get big in this country. That's like the one that we've never really tried to work on.
I think people in the U.S. just don't give a fuck about it.
It's more European and like this on that side.
It's too much running.
They're
They're just like, it's too much. They're taking fucking 5 minutes to run across the field, and people don't want to watch that, bro.
Right, you make the field a little smaller, right? You make
and nobody's getting hit.
Yeah,
And when they do get hit, it's just like,
you give them weapons.
It's so dramatic.
Yeah, it's all flopping and shit like
They'll
that.
do like 4 front flips and hold their knee for like an hour, and then they just stand up, like get up and go play.
It's honestly
Yeah,
pretty
for real,
funny.
man.
Like when you see soccer fly, they're honestly pretty damn funny.
It reminds me of that Key and Peele sketch. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Where it's like the fucking was it Key and Peele? Like the dramatic fucking fall from like the soccer hit.
Yeah, that really is what they do. Like if you watch some of them, they really will get like barely tapped and they'll like roll around and like grab their knee and like scream out in pain. But yeah, I want to see if that'll get big here. They got to make the field smaller. They got to put 2 balls in there.
Dude, it gets exciting.
Now we're talking.
But then what do you? All right, logically,
Now we're
what do you
talking.
do if you have 2 balls in that bitch?
You just got one goalie still, the same game.
The first person to score. I don't know how that works.
Making them in. Well, once you scored, then you pause and you reset, right? But if but you have 2 chances. Like you have both the balls to try to score.
You need so you need to make the field smaller if you're gonna reset because soccer has gigantic fields.
Yeah, it takes forever for everyone to walk.
You can reset
back
the
to positions.
entire fucking. How many of them are there too? It's like there's 22 guys total on the field. 11 and 11.
11.
God,
right?
fucking
Yeah.
damn, dude. Yeah,
And
it's
reset 22 guys across a long ass field.
There's something there, guys. I know it's the biggest sport in the world, but to me as an American, I can't fucking watch it. It's just not interesting. But there's something there. It's pretty cool that they can only use their feet. Like some of the tricks that they do and the fucking
Yeah, the feats of athleticism. Like I think soccer, you probably have to be the most in shape or like the top peak athlete to play soccer.
yeah, those motherfuckers. If they didn't take drugs, they'd probably live till they're 120, bro.
Yeah, dude,
their
'cause-
hearts are gonna be so strong.
Yeah, because they're just running the whole fucking time. You're starting, you're stopping on a dime, you're kicking, you're like doing moving laterally, like you're just all these fucking movements.
Yeah, man.
And you're not really getting hit, so it could be sustainable to play for a long time. I saw there's some soccer players like in their 40s.
Yeah. Yeah, basketball players, they can't do that. All that jumping and shit.
Oh, they get fucked up,
They
man.
get fucked.
They're
up,
all
dude.
basketball players are all injured, bro.
Because it's all
I'm just starting to
jumping,
discover
dude.
that.
They gotta give them.
Yeah.
Remember? Do you guys remember? What was that shit that was on MTV where they had the trampolines, slam dunk, or dunk jam?
Oh,
or
that
some shit?
slam dunk basketball. I don't remember what it's called. It's like
Bro,
a
that
slam
was
dunk.
good sport.
That looks scary, dude. Like I would be terrified to just land on a trampoline and tear an ACL or something.
Yeah, or land on one of the parts that's not a trampoline. Like land on one of the middle parts.
like one of the metal border parts,
Yeah.
and you just fucking you snap your shit up.
I was watching one of the episodes for like a random reason, like a month ago or something like that, and it looks fucking dangerous, bro. I'm sure they got hurt a lot because it's a trampoline. They're not on one giant trampoline. They're on a shit ton of smaller trampolines. So they somehow land, I'm sure, like sometimes in the middle on the pole things.
You know what's a good sport? I don't know if it's a sport, but I've been seeing it on TikTok. And to go back to robots, there's like a league where they have an arena and they like teams build like certain like robots and they fight each other.
I've
like
heard
they
of
have
that.
like the
Those are
wheels
cool.
and they have like hammers or flamethrowers,
Saws.
and they just start flipping the other car and then just like and they go until when like the other car just can't move or something.
They have like little catapults that'll launch the other car.
Yeah,
over
I mean
its
that's
back.
been popping up on my TikTok, and I actually watched the whole clip, and it's like 2 minutes. I'm just giving more of that.
That's just
looks
pretty cool,
violent,
man.
bro.
They're violent because people are like fucking designing it and prototyping it themselves. They're looking little flamethrowers and shit, and
Yeah.
all kinds of shit.
And there's like even parts of like the arena that are like booby trapped, or they have like saws or like things that if they hit, it'll destroy their car.
Yeah, like on the now that you're saying that, I remember on the perimeter part of the arena, it's like these like spinning spike, like looking things. So they're basically like spinning spikes on the outside, so that if you get pushed into it, it pushes you back out into the arena, so that like you can't really stay against the wall, and then it also fucks your car up.
Yeah, it does
So
inflicts
people are trying to
damage.
stay around the middle the whole time. That's pretty cool. It's a nice touch.
They need to make like a slap league, but for that robot league.
And you would think those robots aren't doing damage,
I would have watched that on TV.
but they're doing some damage.
like
dude.
robot, like what's that movie? Like Real Steel? Is that where like robots fighting? Or no, that's where people
That's
put
where they're
themselves in.
boxers.
And people
Yeah.
put themselves in the robot suits.
No, I think they're robots. I think
Or
they're
is it
robots boxing each
actual
other.
robots?
I've never
boxing
seen
each
that
other?
movie, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I would dude, a fucking robot league would be so sick. They should have that over fucking NASCAR.
Over now, I was about to bring up NASCAR. They're just going in fucking circles the whole time.
How can that be good? Like, I understand that there's got to be some sort of strategy to it. They take the inner lane to try to pass each other up without fucking their cars up and stuff. But like, how can that be?
Dude,
good?
actually,
That
right
can't be good.
before I came over here, I was watching. There was every Sunday now the F1 season started, so there was an F1 race today, and I think one of those Middle Eastern countries, and that's actually very entertaining. The F1 racing, the F1 series on Netflix.
Is it F1? Is like they don't. It's not just going in a circle, right? Like they have tracks.
Yeah, they have an actual track, and
That's
it's
pretty
like 50 laps.
So they're like drifting and shit. Like they're going.
Dude, those
Or is
cars
it just
have
a straight line?
They have no, it's not a straight line. They have like actual like turns and stuff. Like it's like a go kart kind of like a little racetrack.
That's kind of sick.
And like a Mario Kart, I guess. And yeah, dude, those cars have like insane grip. Like they'll take corners going like 200 miles per hour, like insane,
Oh
dude.
shit! Really?
But like most of the racing, they're going like at least 200
I wonder
the
what
whole
it feels
time.
like to be the driver in there.
Oh my
like
God,
the fucking.
dude.
Force.
And they have like cameras. They have cameras everywhere on the car, on top of the helmet. They have like now they have a camera inside the helmet, like watching like through the visor.
So you can see what the driver sees.
Yeah, and they're going
cool.
so fast. And they have like a little steering wheel with like a screen and tons of like switches and buttons and lights and everything. It's crazy. Like they can see like all the tire pressure, like everything you need is right there. And they're like communicating with their team as they're driving.
Now, how do you think it feels to go that fast?
Scary.
Like I've never been in a car or anything going. I mean, I've been in like a car going like 120, 130, but not like 200 plus.
Dude,
Yeah, what's
there's
the fastest you've gone in a car?
dude, honestly, I don't think I've probably 100 and that's it. I'm scared. I don't like going fast.
Yeah, dude.
Probably like 110. I can't even imagine double that. That's insane.
Dude, 200 with other cars that are going 200 at the same time, and like there's accidents and there's crashes and they're scary.
And the car just probably just flies
Dude,
off
they
like a little. fucking-
even if like a little tire just clips another tire, because they drive very close to each other, especially like at the beginning when they go like 3, 2, 1, go, whatever. Like they'll clip each other and the car will go like flying and flipping like 600 times and crashing into a wall. It's scary.
And they'll get out and shit.
Some of them have died, but
Yeah, it's kind of
they show them in the show. It is kind of uncommon because they're all like professional drivers, but you know, things still happen. Like everything, like it's mostly at the beginning of races where everything's like very close and everyone's trying to go like 200 like right off the bat.
That's fucking crazy, bro. 200 miles per hour.
I can't even fathom that. Like, I have a friend who's went like skydiving, and I'm just like, man, when I was younger, I thought I would have wanted to do that, but now I think about it, that feeling of like falling, like doing that, doesn't seem desirable to me.
I would never do that, dude. Only because I wouldn't be scared of falling. It's just the trust in the parachute like working and not getting tangled. That's the only part.
Yeah, man. That freaks me out.
Yeah, man. I also like, I've heard too, like most, of course, like statistically, not a lot of people die when they do it, but what it can happen though is when people land, they can land incorrectly and like really like break their ankle or break their leg or break their arm or something.
Damn.
It's like, I don't want to fucking go.
That's a cool reason though to like break your ankle or you got a cast on.
Yeah, it was fucking skydiving.
Yeah, I saved myself last minute. You should have seen it.
I was diving out of the sky, do it for fun.
They said I should be dead now, but but I told them no way, screw that.
Living legend.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like it would only be cool if I could go myself and like I had all the knowledge and the education to do that, but I don't want to go strapped to some dude.
You have to go strapped
You
a
have
certain
to,
amount
yeah.
a certain amount of times
A
until
bunch
you
of
can
times,
go.
I think.
Yeah, it's quite a few times until you're allowed to go by yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's like in the 50s if I'm not, or like 30s or something.
It's a lot of times because
And
they
so
don't
I
want people
wouldn't do
fucking killing themselves, jumping out of planes, not knowing what they're doing.
You don't know what the fuck.
I would feel like I don't have control, man, and that I don't like I want to feel like I'm in control, and like if I have to leave it up to a parachute working, like that's too risky for me.
Oh, imagine the feeling though. Imagine how amazing that must feel to.
I feel like if
free
you're
fall.
once you're up there and you're falling, you probably don't even like care. Like you're just falling and you see the ground so far away, you're just like, it doesn't even feel real.
That's what I always tell people, like, because I
I've
don't like
heard
roller
that.
coasters, and I'm like, if I was skydiving, I feel like you'd get used to it pretty quickly. Like you have to, right?
It's probably just like as soon as you jump off, like that first like rush, and then after that you're just falling. You're just like, all right, now
But
we're
then-
just coasting.
Sometimes people like they go unconscious, like they knock out.
Oh
And
man,
I'm like, well, that sucks, and also like that kind of makes me feel like you don't get used to it.
I just don't like that feeling of like all the G forces and shit. Like whenever I rode there's a roller coaster in Disney called Space Mountain, and it mostly takes place in the dark. So you get on it, and then it takes you. The whole thing is in the dark. I'd say like 95% of the ride's in the dark. It's just completely black, and you're on a roller coaster, which is horrifying.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm thinking, bro, what if like something hangs loose and my head gets cut off?
Oh my god.
And you have no idea it's even there.
That's
Yeah.
some Final Destination shit.
Yeah.
Dude, for real. And then the fucking thing returns back, and there's the headless fucking body. and
Oh
my girlfriend
my
just turns
gosh.
around just screaming.
Everyone hears like a, and then
Oh.
what? What's this in my lap? It's your head. It's
But
Amy's
out of all
fucking
the
head.
out of all the places, that's never gonna happen like Disney. You know what I mean? Like they're the like the top quality of like those kind of things.
Yeah, they wouldn't let that happen. A disgruntled employee goes and puts some shit. Rigs fucking.
Jesus, man. That's like the fucking. Did you guys hear about the fucking? This was years ago. That kid who got eaten at Disney World.
About the alligator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in Florida.
They got a lot of them motherfuckers in Florida,
Yeah.
but them alligators, man.
But how are you gonna leave your kid by a pond and not fucking be paying attention? He got swooped up off the side of a
It's
pond. I
Disney,
think.
man.
I
You
mean,
don't think it's gonna happen? It's
you
the
wouldn't
most
think it-
magical place on earth.
An
No, dude. If
alligator comes out of the-
anywhere in Florida and there's a lake, man, you gotta be careful.
You gotta
Like,
assume there's a gator.
There, you have to. You have to.
I'm not swimming in.
Have
no
you
damn
seen
lakes,
one?
dude.
I've seen some. So one time, we were driving on a highway, and there was like one crossing the road. Like all the traffic stopped because it was a giant gator just in the middle of the street, just stopped there. So everyone was just like waiting for it to cross, because no one's gonna go out there and touch it or move it, bro.
fuck
Thing's
no.
gonna turn around
Go
and
fuck
kill
with the
you.
gator.
Imagine you run that motherfucker over.
Yeah,
Have you eaten gator before?
I haven't.
Oh, dude, we got to do that.
I
when
wanna
we're in
try it.
Louisiana too.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, some gator nuggets.
Yes, I want to try it.
It's a little
That shit is-
chickeny.
That shit is terrific, man. Yeah, it is very chickeny, bro.
It's like in the middle of chicken and fish, kind of like the way the meat feels and like the taste.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, when we went, me and Andrew's cousin and like a few other friends went to Lake Charles a few weeks ago, and oh no, it was more than that. It was like a month ago, and we went to like this Cajun place, and we had like gator nuggets, fucking delicious. Anyway, so one of our friends there, he's never like I think he's had gumbo maybe one time in his life. This kid, he's a nice guy. He's younger than all of us. He hasn't really traveled like too much, and we're all going there for the gumbo. At least like me and my other friend, because that's like our shit. And then that's what we want. And then we're just like, get whatever you want, like no pressure, whatever. And he's like, oh, I've had gumbo before. I like gumbo. Guy gets gumbo, and he's just like, he takes one bite, And then he fucking like looks around, and I'm like, oh, I know this guy doesn't like his fucking food.
Yeah.
And then he just like slurps it a little bit, and he just eats like mostly just like his fries. And he's like, I'm not gonna fucking eat it. He just doesn't eat the shit, right? And then like my other friend is like, are you gonna get it like packed to go? And then he's like, yeah, I guess whatever. So then they pack it for him to go. And when they get on the table, he leaves it there, right? He leaves the gumbo on the table completely. And then my other friend who's back in the car with us, it gets extremely angry. He's like, why would you leave it there? You paid good money for that. He goes back into the restaurant for him and gets the gumbo and brings it back.
Yeah. And let's say that this friend is young, like AB said, so like he kind of says things for like approval in a way. Like he doesn't really want to go against the grain, like just fucking, going along with what other people are doing just to be cool, kind of. Not in a bad way. And yeah, so he didn't want to tell people that he didn't like the gumbo. So the motherfucker was secretly trying to get rid of that gumbo the whole dinner, probably.
Yeah, he said, I need to pour this shit down the toilet.
I've been pouring spoonfuls out the whole time. They haven't noticed yet.
But yeah, afterwards he told us, he was like, yeah, I didn't really like the gumbo. But hey, man, it's different folks, different strokes. It's not for everybody, you know?
There's some of those foods that I try and I'm like, how can somebody not like this?
But
like,
gumbo's
one of them for me.
But I think it's one that I can understand why somebody doesn't like. Because it's so like gravy-ish and like it's very like hearty.
You have to be a sick son of a bitch to not like that flavor, dude.
I can understand why somebody doesn't like it. I like
love
it.
that hearty shit, dude.
I'm
that
a gumbo
hearty,
boy.
salty shit. I'm a gumbo boy too. I'm a gumbo guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to try some of the crawfish over there too.
That's what
Crawfish
we should do
season.
when we go. We should
When
get
is
some
crawfish season? Now, right?
Yeah, I think
crawfish
yeah.
season just started, man.
like
I want to try that in
February
some
to
gators, some gator nuggets.
We'll get some gator nuggets for you for your birthday.
We'll go catch one, bro. We'll
We'll go catch one. We'll ride
my
it.
God, dude.
Just jump on top of one.
Yeah, all four of us will fucking pull one out,
Dude, last time we went there, we went on like a gator tour. None of that. We didn't get to see any motherfucking gators. That
Bro,
shit was a bummer. Apparently, they only come out like when the weather is like warmer.
What do you do at a gator tour? You're just on the boat and you just see them in the water? Do they feed them?
Dude, you can like you can get as close as I am to you to a gator, except I'm on the boat.
That's pretty cool.
You can be really fucking close.
They can't get up there? No chance?
They probably could, but they don't. They know not to fucking.
They give like a good tail flap and fucking end up there? You ever seen them do that out of the water? They'll like catch air out of the water.
Yeah, I've seen
Gators?
that. Yeah, they'll like
Yeah.
swim vertically and they'll just jump out of the water.
Like, with their tail, yeah. Just
I've
like
never
slapping
seen
the
that. I've
shit
seen like
out of it.
sharks go vertical. They do the fucking breach.
Yeah, so an alligator would do the same thing.
That's some scary
A
fucking
breaching
shit.
alligator.
Yeah, they'll just go straight vertical and then just come back down like that.
I
Oh, that's
wonder if I
horrifying.
could take like, what's the biggest alligator I could take?
Oh, alligator will
There's
fuck you up,
like
man.
some 20-foot alligators.
See, now one of those that'll swallow me whole. That's insane, bro.
I can't imagine a
That is
20-foot
insane.
thing in my house.
Yeah,
like
that's
just
fucking crazy.
like fucking pattering around with its fucking like claws and shit.
This wall
What?
right here has to be like around 15 feet or something.
Dude, what's
Something like that.
crazier
That's
is that
insane.
they're like, dude, they live with like the dinosaurs. Like, they're alligators and the crocodiles, they're very old.
Yeah, and somehow those guys they know how to survive.
And they
They're
survive.
chill dudes. All they want is a little food, snack a little bit, chill in the sun. That's all I need.
Man, what a brutal animal though. Like it just eats like meat, so it'll eat anything. Like people or fucking other animals. Like it just eats that. Like that's insane for me to think of. Like it's an animal that just eats other animals.
And reptiles are so demonic. Those little fucking creepy bastards.
Oh, yeah,
all
man.
scales and like no fucking personality or anything. I don't think like their brain has the capability. Like birds, I don't think.
Yeah, that's what I was telling some friends yesterday. Like, I don't think reptiles can be pets. Like, any motherfucker who's like, "Oh, yeah, I have a pet snake," dude, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I don't think it loves you. I think it just maybe likes
You
you
feed
because you
it.
feed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll flush that thing down the toilet. Bro. Got fucking pet snake.
They always say like there's like a certain number of days that your animal will take before they eat you. After you, like, let's say like you're in a room with your pet and you're feeding all the time and it's so happy with you, and then
Yeah.
you die one day, no more food. Eventually, they will eat you. Like dogs will eat you,
100%.
cats will eat you.
There's a movie, Gerald's Game, I think. Have you seen that?
Never.
That's a good game. That's
That's a
movie.
good movie. You basically this woman and her husband were like on a little getaway vacation and they were getting a little kinky. She got handcuffed to the bed and during their little activities, the husband had a heart attack and died. And she's just trapped there on the bed. No one knows
tied
where
up.
they're at.
Oh,
She can't reach her phone. She can't call anyone. And her husband's dead. And there was like a dog in the beginning of the movie, like when they pulled up to their little vacation house, and it looked hungry and stuff. And somehow later on in the movie, the dog like wandered in through the front door and seen the guy's dead body there, and he just started eating him.
Holy shit!
It's an interesting movie. It's because you're like, what happens now? But like, you got to watch it. It's
Things
weird,
happen from there.
Some weird.
Yeah.
That's already a lot.
Supernaturally kind of
No,
stuff.
that's interesting.
It has a weird little twist at the end.
No, I would actually watch that. So don't spoil it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good movie. But yeah, the dog eats the dude.
Jesus.
I bet a snake would eat you pretty much right away.
Oh, absolutely. There's no remorse, man.
Yeah, snakes don't give a fuck.
Dude, snakes will eat an alligator. Like, you've seen, like, people, like, they'll find, like, a dead snake that died eating it, and they'll, like, rip it open, and there's a whole alligator inside its stomach.
Yeah.
They'll just fucking take that motherfucker out.
Yeah, I saw a picture the other day of a snake that had swallowed like a 12-foot crocodile or something ridiculous like that. And the crocodile's tail ripped out through the snake's stomach. It's like, I guess it was fighting inside the snake and it fucking killed it. They both died.
What you think of that movie? What's that fucking movie? Anaconda?
Yeah.
That's
Crazy
a crazy fuck. Wasn't Ice Cube in that movie?
Was it Samuel Jackson?
Or was it
I
Samuel?
think it was, I don't think it was either of
It was
them.
some prominent black movie
This
star.
motherfucking snake with his eyebrows all angry all the time.
Who, Ice Cube?
Ice Cube. Yeah.
Ice Cube he looks so angry.
Yeah, he looks pissed all the time, bro. I think they fucking shave his eyebrows like that. He can't be frowning that much. He's
Dude,
always angry.
his son looks just like him, too.
He
Yeah,
does
he
look
does.
just like
Isn't
him.
Ice Cube a big Trump guy now?
I don't know.
Oh, you're kidding me. I would have never thought
I don't
that.
know. Is he? I need to look it up. I remember hearing something about that
I'm
shit.
thinking a little pump.
I wouldn't.
Not
That's
even close.
disrespectful to Ice Cube, man. I would
Very
never
good.
confuse Ice Cube for Lil Pump.
Lil Pump's been on my TikTok feed now. He's making a comeback. He's actually been hitting the gym and stuff.
Yeah, I've been seeing
He's
him,
really
bro.
Lil Pump now.
Y'all know that Adam 22 guy?
Yeah.
Like, there's like a
Oh.
whole controversy of him right now.
Is that the fucking dude who is with the Lena the Plug chick?
Yeah, the
like
one
his
with the
wife,
tattoos?
and they have like video. They like fuck each other, and they're like they interview people and shit, and they fuck the
Yeah.
people they interview.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's strange, but yeah, I think I know who they are.
He has like a music interview, like little talk show kind of thing, where
Yeah.
he interviews rappers and stuff like that. And he has another one with his girlfriend with porn stars, and apparently they fuck him at the end together. But so this guy is
So that sounds like a good show.
that's kind of cool.
That's kind of.
But
cool.
he
That's a
did
good
some
show.
other stuff that's not very cool.
So what did he do?
Apparently, when he was like in his 20s, he was talking to like 16-year-old girls and shit. And there's some
Very
shit coming out
questionable.
where people are like calling him out on it. Like this one rapper was on his show, called him out on it, and he was like getting defensive about it, blah blah blah. And then I guess other people came out and started saying like, "Oh, like I know about that too," like kind of vouching for the dude. And Lil Pump was one of those people. Apparently. So I've seen this video before. There's a video of Lil Pump getting his dick sucked, right? So like it's a video of Lil Pump and his stupid fucking hair, and he's just like on a bed or something like that. And then like from a behind view, you can see a girl giving him head. You can't see like her actually giving him head. Mm-hmm. And apparently he's the one that recorded that. And Lil Pump was like 16 at the time. And then he said
What the
that said that
fuck?
he knew about obviously he knew his age, but that he knew about him also messing with a 16-year-old girl.
Damn.
And I don't know if you can trust Lil Pump, but I don't give a fuck, bro. That
Adam
guy,
22 got me too'd.
he seems like a grimy dude, so
Damn.
I wouldn't doubt it.
He just
But
looks like a grimy fucking guy. It looks like he smokes cigarettes and shit. Like he
Yeah.
looks real grimy.
definitely looks very grimy. And Lil
Looks
Pump of all people to like help take him down.
I know, man. They both look like they haven't showered in a minute.
Bro, Lil Pump looks gross.
I bet you he's never washed his hair.
You know what's crazy? He has an OnlyFans
He has an OnlyFans?
that I think is fairly successful.
What the fuck?
You'd be surprised who has but you know Tyga has like one of the most successful male OnlyFans.
I've heard that. But I can see that. Tyga was with Kylie Jenner and like
But he didn't look good. Well, maybe
He didn't, but
I don't know what he
he's
looks like
probably
now,
just-
to be honest.
he's probably he probably got that thing on him.
He probably got that thing.
He probably got that little Tyga on
You think
him.
Lil Pump has that thing on him?
You think Lil Pump has a little pump?
I don't know. I
Or
don't
you
know.
think Lil Pump has a big pump?
Lil Pump's fucking packing. I would have never guessed.
I don't think Lil Pump is packing. I think Lil Pump has a little pump.
You can't. Even if I'm a celebrity, bro, I'm not starting OnlyFans unless my dick is good enough to like put out there. You know
And
what I
that
mean?
has to be the last means of like, okay, my fame is gone.
Yeah.
My talent is gone. I can't do anything. I can fuck. That has to be like
Yeah.
the last resort for me if I'm a celebrity.
It's kind of funny how celebrities have that like to fall back on. Like especially women celebrities, if they really wanted, they could just go to OnlyFans, and people will. Pay
They would
for it
make a lot of money.
just
too.
because of who
Of
they
course.
are. Like a fucking actress who like doesn't do movies anymore. or
That's true.
something.
Athletes too. Like look at like I always tell the guys like all these UFC fighter chicks who end up retiring from the UFC and they just make OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And then they make money if somebody's paying for it out there to see these muscular women fucking finger themselves.
I just want to watch her crush a watermelon naked.
Oh man.
There's lots of people that like that. I think the buff girls.
all these people and all these fetishes, man. It's a strange world we're living in. That's a good note to end on, boys. All right, thanks everybody. Thanks Andrew for filling in.
Yeah,
for
man,
Gio.
no problem.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
Happy birthday again.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Take care.